Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today we are making smothered chicken. So right here I'm just seasoning the flour with some salt, pepper, sloppy mama, garlic powder, onion powder. And I did let my chicken soak in vinegar for about 30 minutes. And right here I'm just seasoning it with, just the regular schmegular seasonings, and which is, sloppy mama, salt, pepper, garlic powder. And you make sure y'all's chicken is dry. Like, that's why I have a paper towel under it to catch any water. You really want it to be dry, especially because we're frying it. I always like to put some garlic because, y'all, garlic is really, really good for you, baby. So I went ahead and massaged that in, flipped them bad boys around, and I seasoned the other side. And y'all, I feel like chicken just needs a lot of seasoning. If you don't like seasoning, don't season season how your family eats, because, baby, my family was tearing this diggity down. So I went ahead and seasoned the other side, a little salt, a little pepper, a little onion powder, garlic powder, and then you just mix it in the flour. And y'all, my flour was seasoned too. Don't do that. Don't be putting just white flour and try to put chicken in it. Don't do that. So I had the oil heating up, and y'all, I didn't have vegetable oil, so I had to use olive oil. And baby, it turned out really, really good. But I wish I had like vegetable oil, but it's okay. So I went ahead and started frying the chicken. Now, you don't have to cook your chicken all the way because it is going to sit in the pan with the milk and stuff. I did mine for almost an hour. The recipe said for like 20 to 30 minutes, but I cooked my chicken a lot longer than the recipe said, because something about chicken, just no, baby. Chicken and pork, cook it till the wheels fall off. So while that was cooking, I went ahead and cut up all my vegetables. Now, I feel like bell pepper and bell pepper and onions are just like, the basics. So I went ahead and chopped those up. I did add a little mushrooms because, y'all, I love mushrooms. Like me, mushrooms, that's my thing, gang. So I went ahead and did those. I did a rough chop because they're going to be sauteed in the oil, and then they're still going to be cooked with the chicken. So yeah, I went ahead and did a little woo, woo, woo. I didn't do them too small. I didn't do them too big. It was very much fast. So don't look at my cutting skills, because baby, it's giving no ma'am, no Pam. But y'all, this dish was really, really good, and it was something different that, how you fall into the recipe rut. This was something that it's not like on my weekly food. So this one was a definite banger. I made it with homemade mashed potatoes and roasted Brussels sprouts. You can make it with whatever. I wanted it to be very filling, especially for the girls, because, y'all, my kids will wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, talk about they hungry if they don't, they not stuffed to the brim. So I wanted to make sure it was packed with flavor, and it was very much filling. So once that was done, y'all, this meal was definitely, you can sit down, read a book, like, because you got to really wait for that chicken to fry. So this took me a while, and mind you, I had a small pan. So I could have had 2 pans going, but I didn't even think of that until now. So I could only do 4 chicken thighs at a time. So if they cook them for 15-20 minutes each, yeah, you do the math. So this is my second pan of oil, and I'm adding, or chicken, excuse me. So I'm adding the vegetables, and I did add a little more oil because I didn't want the vegetables to burn, and then we still have to make our gravy. So I added a little bit more oil and some more garlic so that it could be flavorful, because who want to eat bland food? It's giving no ma'am, no Pam. So go ahead and watch these veggies saute. And y'all, I was going based off a recipe, but if the recipe wasn't sounding like how I needed it to sound, I did what I felt like was right. They said let this junk cook for 2 minutes. Baby, I let the vegetables cook for at least 10 to 13 minutes, because no, 2 minutes, girl, no. I needed the oil to have that vegetable flavor, and I didn't feel like 2 minutes was enough. So I definitely did longer. If you don't want to do longer, you kind of make your recipe your own, basically. So I took all the veggies out, and then because now you need the pan to make the gravy, and this is really a one pan wonder. Okay, so go ahead and strain it. You can even use a slotted spoon. Okay, y'all, once you get the veggies out, you're going to add some flour, and you use the same flour, the same seasoning flour that you used prior, and go ahead and make your gravy. Whisk, whisk, whisk. And then instead of adding water, you add chicken stock or chicken broth. If you don't have chicken broth on hand, you can just make your own chicken broth, like put chicken water, chicken bouillon, onion powder, garlic, make it your own. I knew I was making this recipe, so I just shopped for chicken broth. I don't usually buy this. So I went ahead and used that and stirred it until I was okay with the consistency. And then I added milk and heavy whipping cream. You can either do one or the other. Since heavy whipping cream was like so thick, I wanted to kind of thin it out with the little milk. I did add a little bit of cheese to this recipe. The recipe didn't say that. None of the recipes that I found said cheese, but I just felt like, yeah, we gonna add cheese. So I went ahead and threw the veggie mixture back. And y'all, I'm sorry about my hands, but you know when you cooking, you gotta keep washing your hands and stuff. So they was giving much ashy boots, but it's okay. It's okay. So I brought this to a boil, and I brought it to a low boil because I didn't want it to like burn the bottom or anything. So this was very much, and you know when milk and stuff it boils, it gets thicker. So I went ahead and added my chicken, and like I said, I could have used 2 pans with this because it is a lot. So during this time of like it cooking, you definitely have to move the chicken around just to make sure everything is getting cooked and all of that. So throughout the 45 minutes to like 50 minutes, I was just, going in there, moving the chicken around, making sure everything was cooked properly. And I cooked it a little longer than the recipe. I don't know, just chicken, I'm not getting no salmonella poisoning, so it's a no for me. So I let that cook, and I did cover it. Like I would cover it for a little bit, take it off, cover it for a little bit, take it off. So do definitely what your heart desires. I made homemade mac and cheese, homemade mashed potatoes, and those were fire with some roasted Brussels sprouts. So this is the end product. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys make this recipe and let me know how you guys like it. Peace.